have an obligation to protect this country.
I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna bring some relief.
You idiots are fighting for your right to continue terrorizing your own community.
Trump wants to send in a National Guard into a lot of these major cities, and while it may sound like dictator behavior, I can't help but wonder why. So instead of getting emotional and reactional to the things that he's doing, we are going to be listening to the perspectives of those who are supporting what Trump is doing and those who are firmly against what Trump is doing. Because regardless of how you feel or even me, there is rampant crime in these major cities that he's going after, and these crimes also include illegal immigration, which we already know is a major concern for the Trump administration, and he's ready to put an end to it all. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe, and without further ado, let's dive right into this video.
Some new details now on a violent Labor Day weekend in the city of Chicago. Since Friday night, 54 people have been shot, 7 people killed. The youngest victim, just 14.
That's crazy. This is just one weekend in Chicago. 54 people shot, 7 killed, youngest victim 14 years old. It's unfortunate that this is happening in our cities, but we can't ignore it and act like it's not. We can't sit here and act like stats like these don't exist for Chicago, Boston, Washington, LA. The list can go on.
Sadly, shootings are up from last year's Labor Day when 42 people were shot, 10 people were killed, according to the Sun-Times. All this amid the president's threats to send in the National Guard to crack down on crime, even as city leaders say crime is down.
Okay, he says this is all amidst the President Trump wanting to crack down on crime in these major cities, even though the city leaders are saying it's fine and crime is on a decline. Let's look into this crime on the decline. Now, this right here is what we're seeing nonstop. Chicago sees fewest summer murders since 1965, even as Trump cites high crime. Goes on to say the Chicago Police Department criminal homicide tally for June, July. Pay attention to this, y'all. Like, we're gonna get into the graph. The Chicago Police Department criminal homicide tally for June, July, and August is the lowest in 60 years, and overall violent crime remains near its lowest points in more than 4 decades. That all sounds great. It sounds amazing, but let's take a look into the actual numbers. When we scroll down to the graph that they cite and that they use, this is it. These are the numbers, fewer summer murders in Chicago since 1965. What we see here, crime is going on the decline, but it's still high, and it was higher than all the last few years. Like, yeah, it's on, and we're only midway through the year, and you're like, okay, well, this is the lowest June, July, and August that it's had since, 65. So we just ignore all this? You had to go all the way back to 1965. Like, yes, I understand the point you're trying to make is like, this has been, the nicest summer we've had since 1965. But damn, look, you can't sit here and act like everything's fine and dandy. It's not at all. It's still a hot mess. It's still a shit show. Like, yeah, I'm glad, this has been the lowest summer, but we're at 123, 191, the 270s, it's still a lot. And to me, that's one of the most frustrating things about the numbers and when people cite polls, and because it all can be played. It all can be used to push a narrative. It's why I'm always on guard when I hear, these mayors say, well, this is the lowest summer since 1965, and actually crime is declining. Okay, how much is it declining really? In the grand scheme of things, how much is it declining? How much of a change is actually happening? When you look into the numbers for yourself, instead of being told how to think, more often than not, what you're gonna find is they're trying to push a narrative on you so that you feel, I don't know the end goal. I really don't, you guys. I don't know why people are either very drastic with the numbers or they lie and they just act like things are not what they are, especially when you have people on polar opposite sides of the aisles screaming and shouting different things. And let's get into these perspectives.
Gangsters of Chicago who are on the internet, like, threatening the president of the United States and the United States military. You idiots are fighting for your right to continue terrorizing your own community. Y'all are so lame, and I'll be the one to say it. I'm not scared of y'all. Ain't never been, will never be. I'll never be afraid of a bunch of losers who go around terrorizing people, toting weapons, threatening people, robbing people, stealing. Y'all are lame. Y'all are losers. You have nothing to offer this world, and literally everybody hates you. And to be clear, you are not this way because everybody hates you. Everybody hates you because you are this way. You're not about to act like you are a victim of anything. Now, you are a victim of the substances that your mothers abused when they were pregnant with you, obviously. You can see it in y'all eyes. Y'all are literally slow head gangsters. And you think that you have the right, you own the right to terrorize.
Honestly, I was thinking about this as she was speaking. That is a very interesting perspective to have, in that you're fighting for your right to terrorize your neighborhood. It kind of reminds me of the over-policing idea. It's like, how can over-policing be bad? Like, the police can't police if nothing's happening, you know? So if these cities are fine and the National Guard comes in, there's nothing for the National Guard to do. If you're against the National Guard coming into these cities, it's like, why? That's interesting. Like, you're protesting people coming in to make sure that it's lawful and nothing bad is happening or going on.
A whole city, you think you own the right to hold your own people in your own communities hostage, and you think you're about to fight the president of the United States and the United States military and lay claim to your right to terrorize these people? Them people about to be freed from y'all slow head asses. I can't stand y'all. Never have, never will be able to stand y'all. You make everything in life worse. Schools can't function, classrooms can't function because y'all slow head asses are in there disrupting the learning environment for the people who actually want to make something of their lives. Can't have decent stores because y'all slow head asses want to always bust up in there and steal.
This whole rant is like the epitome of black fatigue coming from a black woman in Chicago. And it's this narrative, it's this perspective that we don't see too often. It's not highlighted, it's not promoted when she's spitting facts, y'all.
Can't have nothing nice because y'all find something nice and you ruin it. Everybody hates you, including you. That's the thing. You hate yourself. And that's why you out here terrorizing all of society, because you hate love. You hate peace. You hate joy. You ain't nothing but the damn devil.
And listen, if there was peace, if there was love, if there was joy, there'd be no reason for the National Guard to come in these places. It's like, to me, so far on this topic, it's like, on one end, I'm like, yeah, this sounds very like martial law type, dictator type. It can be seen as a little aggressive, but on the other side, if there's nothing going on, then this will just prove the point that everything's fine, will it not? Like, this is the random example because she mentioned education. You remember when you're in a classroom and then you have the principal coming into class to like watch randomly? It kind of reminds me of that. Like, the principal doesn't need to be in the classroom, but it can come look and see what's going on, and all right, I'll leave. The National Guard can come in and, you know, stand around and let's see how the cities really are. I mean, if it's fine, it's fine. On one end, you got people talking about the city's fine and it's okay. And on the other, you have black women like this talking about, actually, no, I'm tired of these YNs terrorizing the city, you know, terrorizing our schools. And people can't walk down the street. They scared. They getting robbed, beaten, stolen from. So they're excited for the National Guard to come in.
I look forward to seeing y'all getting exactly what you got coming to you. So you better off finding the Lord now, going to get saved and repenting for what you've done and turning away from your wicked ways, or it's really about to be lights out for y'all ass. And I don't feel bad. I'll be the first one celebrating at your vigil. Free Chicago. Free everybody granny in Chicago who just want to be able to sit on their front porch and enjoy a damn glass of iced tea. Free these kids in Chicago who are born innocent and have to fight to maintain their innocence. Free these mothers who actually have invested in their children and they fighting the streets to keep their sons and their daughters from going down a path that is going to destroy them.
That is a citizen that cares about their neighborhood and their community, and they're tired of the destruction that has come their way into their community. And as someone from Chicago, well, technically the suburbs, and I would visit my family in the city, in the hood, and woo, it's a lot. There are some valid points to this. It's like, to an end, if Chicago has a reputation of Chirac, little war zone, something needs to happen and something needs to change. So there we just went through a black woman in Chicago outlining her perspective and why she's welcoming the National Guard into Chicago when she's hyped for it to clean up the cities. That's her perspective. That's her viewpoint. When you see what the mayor said and what the governor said, it'll blow your mind in contrast to what other community leaders are saying. On the left side of the aisle, regarding this topic of Trump coming in and sending the National Guard into the major cities, specifically Chicago, the Illinois governor expressed opposition to the deployment, stating Chicago does not need military intervention against crime. And even then, Chicago mayor signs order aimed at resisting Trump's planned immigration crackdown. That's the left. And when you take one click over to the right, Chicago Pastor Corey Brooks criticizes Democrat leaders for downplaying the city's crime crisis, citing 254 homicides this year and predominantly affecting black males, and calls for action from President Trump. This right here, this left and this right, this is what we're up against with the mainstream media when you only go to one source. So I'm very thankful for today's sponsor of this video, Ground News, for equipping us with the tools to see the news like this. This is absolutely insane. So if you want to follow along, be sure to tap the link below or scan the QR code here on the screen. Because more often than not, in this divisive news cycle, I'm often being asked, Amir, where do you get your news? And for the past 5 years, I have gone straight to Ground News every single time, because it's the only trusted source that I know that will give me the one place, like the one hub where I can go to and see, okay, here's what everybody is saying on this one specific topic, and I can clear as day see what is the left saying, what is the right saying, compare the different headlines, who's funding what. It's so powerful. So again, be sure to tap the link below or scan the QR code here on the screen to get involved with Ground News and take advantage of 40% off the Vantage plan, which is the one that I use, which unlocks all the cool features that they have. Because again, I can't stress enough how powerful things are. In this clear example that we had in this video, comparing what a pastor is saying on the right regarding this topic and what the governor and mayor is saying on this topic as well. It blows my mind. So if you want to get the news where I get my news, and you want to follow stories like this, so that for once you know for certain you are not being swayed a certain way, and you can clearly see what everybody is saying, be sure to tap the link below or scan the QR code here on the screen. Because remember, if you don't check the facts for yourself, someone else will decide them for you.
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. If the governor of Illinois would call me up, I would love to do it. Now, we're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country. That
line right there is what gets me the most. Whether or not it is legal for Trump to send in the national troops into these cities, just hear me out on a different perspective on this. If we know he's the commander-in-chief and he's responsible for making sure that Americans are safe, is he wrong for wanting Americans to actually be safe even within their own country? If we're calling a city a war zone and he's the commander-in-chief and we're in actual war zones in order to protect Americans, but there's actual war zones within America, what's wrong with just patrolling those areas and making sure that they're safe or bring crime down? I get it. On one end, it can be seen as an overreach. It can be seen as a power grab. But on the other end, it's like, if his job is to make sure everybody in America is safe, what's wrong with really ensuring that we're all safe in these major cities? Because like you said, his obligation is to protect Americans. So, I mean, shit, if nothing's going down in these cities, then there's nothing for the National Guard to do, so not everything will be fine, right? But if the crime is rampant, if things are going wild, what's wrong with making sure that that's being tamed? Listen, I don't know.
And that includes Baltimore. I saw where Governor Moore was asking me to take a walk down the street of Baltimore. Well, Baltimore is a very unsafe place. It's rated number 4 in the city, one of the most unsafe places anywhere in the world. I'm very proud of Washington. It serves as a template, and we're going to do it elsewhere. But Chicago is certainly going to be high. I would love to have him call. I would love the governor of Illinois. I'd be honored to take his call. All he has to do is say, sir, we need help. It's out of control. And everyone knows it is. He's not kidding anyone.
We know it's insane in these cities. And I'm not saying that it's not crazy in Republican cities. Like he said, it's not a political thing. He just wants to go in these major cities, in these major populous areas where the crime is, and put a stop to it. So when it comes to the crime, he just wants to take care of it. And that crime includes illegal immigration. And on the topic of illegal immigration, keyword illegal immigration. He's not trying to get rid of all immigrants. No, it's the ones that are snuck up in here illegally and are taking advantage of the system. He's cleaning up the crime. He's cleaning with the crime, which includes illegal immigration, and that's his job. He's in charge. Again, it's like, if you are doing everything legal, then there's nothing for you to fear. There's nothing, quote unquote, wrong happening or going on. If you're opposing what Trump is doing, like the other homegirl said, it's almost like, are you against wanting to ensure that crime isn't rampant? I don't know. It could be a stretch. Let me know in the comments below. This whole topic is just...
I trust ICE to do their job. If ICE has identified somebody as somebody who needs to be deported, I think I'm going to go ahead and trust their judgment, considering they have access to information that you as a civilian would never have access to. It's not a part of my capabilities to determine who's safe to stay in the U.S. And if they have deemed somebody a security threat to people in communities, I think I'm going to trust their judgment.
That too. Again, another, listen, I love highlighting these different perspectives because they're out there, you guys. And on this topic of trusting ICE to do their job, if I get pulled over or I'm rounded up by ICE, all I have to do is show my birth certificate, put my social security number, my ID, and they know I'm good and I'm gone about my way. Because I know there is something that went out today. I have to look more into it and I'll talk about it more in another video, so be sure to subscribe. But how ICE is now profiling people, and it's like, okay, if you're fine, you're fine. Like, I'm sorry. If you're a legal citizen, you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. You have your papers and you're good. I trust ICE to do their job, and personally, I trust ICE and the president to be doing what they need to be doing to making sure everybody's staying legal and compliant.
Also, as somebody who's seeking to pursue public office, my job would be to advocate for citizens. If I have citizens saying, hey, I'm not getting enough resources and I'm struggling as a citizen, you know, my kid is in a classroom with like 30 something kids, a 30-to-1 ratio, and you know, there's not enough resources in my community already. Why would I advocate for even more people to be in that person's community?
That's the thing too. We always complain about our country. Oh, the infrastructure sucks. The medical industry sucks. You know, the school system sucks. Our food sucks. Everything's just bad in America. Okay, well, why don't we pour our resources to fixing it? Why instead are we pouring resources and money directed towards illegal immigration? How are you screaming about how bad America is, but then also screaming to let more people into this bad America? If it's really that bad, why don't you tell people not to come here? Because clearly there's a reason why people are coming here in the first place. The country's great, and we're taking the country for granted. And it's like, like this woman saying, why are we going to choose optionally to overload our cities? Why are we going to optionally choose to, yes, let all these illegals stay here, or let all the illegals keep funneling in, it's fine. We're not going to let ICE do their job. ICE is bad. ICE is bad. In the same breath, complain about how bad America is, which is like, okay, well, why don't we fix what's going on at home? But then two, the same people advocating to send more money to Ukraine and with the wars in Iran or supporting Palestine. It's like, so y'all want to be vocal and protect everybody on the border, but you don't want to protect our own? It's that one I've never understood. We all are rooting it to it, and it doesn't matter what side you're on. Yes, Israel, yes, Palestine. You still are advocating for one or the other to have their rights, have their borders, and to be left alone. But when it comes to America, you don't have that same energy, it seems like. Why? Like the same people talking about, oh, we need to help Ukraine protect their border against Russia. You don't want to protect America's border? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having a secure border? Like, you guys?
ICE agents are popping up all over Chicago like a whack-a-mole, and this reminds me so much of the mass incarceration of Black Americans done by the American government for decades. What do I mean? If you look at these ICE raids...
What we can't do, if you want to have an honest conversation about ICE raids and immigration in America, we can do that. You have to come at this conversation with like something on an equal playing field. And you can't equate Black citizens in America, keyword citizens, being treated poorly by its own government, and people who broke the law, snuck into this country, and are taking advantage of this country. You can't equate the two. One's already illegal. The Black people, they weren't illegal. They were fighting for their rights in their country that they're a citizen of. These illegal they're not citizens. You can't equate the two. Just because we're brown, Black and brown communities, we're different. I got my papers.
It's mainly men being taken away from their families. And what does that do in our culture? The man is usually the provider. It's usually the protector of a family dynamic. If you take a man and pluck him from his family, what does that do? You're not only destabilizing that immediate family unit, you are destabilizing generations of brown families to come, because now these children are forced to grow up without their father. These homes do not have their provider and their protector. These children are more likely then to commit crimes out of necessity as they get older. These children are more likely to grow up impoverished. These children are more likely to abuse drugs. And then what does that do?
The parents knew that, and they made the conscious decision to come to this country when they shouldn't have in the first place. They made that decision to break into this country, be illegal, and risk being taken away from their children. That's what they risked when they came here to begin with. Because if I'm a parent and I'm driving drunk with my children in the back seat and I get pulled over, I'm going to be taken from my children. They're going to be sent to CPS and I'm going to be in jail. Family separation that happens across the board when the parent is doing something illegal that they shouldn't be doing. So understand you're having a hard time in your home country and it's bad and you want to come here. If you came in the right way, you will be fine. You have nothing to worry about. But you can't equate the two. You can't sit here and equate ICE doing their job, getting rid of people, criminals, people who broke the law, and black people just existing in their own country.
That creates unstable adult brown children that leads to more arrests. It leads to more finger pointing and saying, aha, I told you so. Black and brown people are bad. They're criminals. And this is just systemic. The racism is systemic. If the pattern worked the first time, why wouldn't the government keep doing this? This is all I can think about. And this is why I think it's important to be educated on your history, on black history, on brown history, because in my opinion, if you're a person of color, you should understand how these situations mirror each other. Even if you're not a person of color, I hope you understand how these situations mirror each other. Have a little sympathy, have a little empathy.
I don't have sympathy or empathy for a bad parent. On one end, yes, you can argue they are a good parent by breaking into this country in order to give their child a life that they deserve. And they're just doing what they can as a parent to make sure that their family isn't harmed. And on the other end, I feel like we can acknowledge that they broke the law to do that. You can't just go travel to Japan and stay there. You can't just travel to Europe and stay there. You will be kicked, you'll be deported or put in jail. You can't do that. You can't take advantage of America like this. We can't. And yeah, on one end, you're a good parent for wanting to provide for your kids, but on the other end, you're bad for putting them in a situation where you can be taken from them. Ultimately, that's bad too. We can't absolve everybody and all these illegal immigrants of personal responsibility. They knew what they were signing up for when they snuck and broke into this country. I'm down to have conversations, but you can't sit here and equate a legal citizen with a non-legal citizen. They're not the same just because we're brown. We're not. Because there are an ample amount of brown families that are from Hispanic origin. They're good. They got their papers. They chilling and they're fine. And if for some reason ICE doesn't think they are, you take one glimpse into their record, they're fine. So again, it's like all this whole conversation is just talking about crime. That's all it is. It's talking about crime and wanting to put a pin in it. That's all really Trump is trying to do. And for anyone opposing it, I can get it from the libertarian standpoint of not wanting this much control and power, I guess. But on the other, it's like, if you're not doing anything wrong, you're fine. I genuinely don't see where someone else could be wronged by this.
So how do you think Chicago will react?
Some people, it's gonna bring, I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna bring some relief to some people though, cause then people go for like, okay, I know I could go walk outside right now. And you know what I'm saying, I probably got a better chance at not catching the bullet than before. So a lot of people gon', you know what I'm saying, kind of be relieved because they relieved for their kids. They ain't worried, you know what I'm saying, worried 24/7 that one of their kids gonna end up being shot if they walk out the door because it's a whole bunch of gang, you know what I'm saying, standing on the corner or everybody out there with guns or somebody probably gonna ride up and start shooting.
A neat perspective to have and to hear. There you have it. This is a perspective worth listening to and paying attention to. This man from the hood, talking about the hood, saying, actually, if Trump comes in here with the National Guard, there are going to be a damn amount of people that are satisfied, that are happy, that are relieved, that they can just go outside and breathe. For 1 second, can we all just pause and do this more often? You hear one thing, let's go see what the other side is saying. Let's go see what the people on the street are saying. That's why I'm very appreciative of my friend Nick Shirley. I'll shout him out. He has a great channel going right to the source and look in these major cities. He's insane. We've talked about doing a video together and going like on the ground, and maybe I will one day with him. That man be going through the trenches. I don't know how he be doing it. But anyways, I'm very grateful for content like him, and we can hear things like this. And again, shout out to Ground News. I'm sorry. I just love them and their platform because on one end, you literally have people tuning in to MSNBC. I think like, oh, well, the governor says crime is down, so like what Trump is doing, it doesn't matter. Without looking at the other side, you got pastors, people in the community saying actually there probably will be some relief. These are the things that are just so neat to hear and just to see from.
A lot of people gonna have some relief, but a lot of people gonna be mad.
Valid.
And that's the situation they're seeing in D.C. right now, because you have long-time residents. Most of them are black, black Americans and whatnot. And they like, man, we actually like this because this neighborhood's so bad that I couldn't go to the corner just at any time. I couldn't do this at any time. And now I can go for a walk. You know what I'm saying? So it's a weird situation with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people definitely gonna be mad because they gonna be in a lot of people's way with that, but we'll see how that go. I want to see when he say he gonna do it.
And to me, it's like Trump said, it's not political, it's just about crime. And you have the mayor and the governor of Chicago saying, hey, we don't want Trump here. This is ridiculous. This is overstepping power and control. Get your cities under control. If the cities are fine, and it's like the principal analogy. If you're in a classroom and I'm teaching a classroom and I see the principal walk in to, see how I'm running the classroom for the day, I don't have to be nervous if I know I'm doing a good job. I don't have to feel like I'm being micromanaged in a way because I already know I'm good. I don't care if you look at me. Look, come to my classroom, take a seat. I'm good. And it's similar to this where it's like, okay, if you know your city's good, what you mad for Trump showing up for? Is it good or is it not? And if it's not, why are you mad he's coming in to help the crime? Listen, that's the way I'm looking at all this. It's just like on the terms of the regular crime, like, the murders and the shootings and the robbings, but then also the crime of illegal immigration. It's all bad and he all wants to get it under control. And there is such a strong opposition against that. When in reality, if you just take a step back, again, I've said it throughout this video, if you're doing everything legal, you're good. You have nothing to worry about. So it's interesting hearing these different perspectives. It is, because the clips that we're going through in this video, it's very telling how chill and calm these people are from the hood. They're just like, I really don't care if they come or not. And that's, what? More power to them. Let them go. Let them see how it turns out, because you do have a lot of opposition from people not even in the hood. It's like, if it's bad, then shit. Send them on in, it's fine.
Whatever's happening in the environment, you can't really dampen our pride. And that's really what's getting all of us through it. We're building off of that. And we're standing on our pride. Whether it's a negative thing or a positive thing, we're here representing our country and our values and our beliefs.
If you haven't seen my ICE videos, go ahead and go watch that. But why are you waving the flag of another country? If you want to go live there, go live there. If you're so proud of it and it's amazing, go there. Why come here to America to wave the flag of Mexico and how great it is and you want to honor it? Go. At that, if you're a legal citizen and you came in the right way and you got your papers, you're fine. But if you came here knowingly, you came here illegally, you guys, it's in the word, illegal immigration, like illegal. You came in here illegally, you gonna be found. Like, that's just, I don't get it.
Tenemos que seguir adelante y pues hoy más que nunca conocer nuestros derechos.
You got no rights. Everyone here has rights. No, you don't. If you're not a citizen of the United States, you don't have rights. If I'm not a citizen of Japan, if I already broke the law, if I'm not a citizen of Europe, I go over there and I just stay and I just say, well, this is my home now and I'm waving the American flag, I'm gonna be looking like I'm Boo-Boo the Fool. So honest. What if I go to Japan and I start waving the American flag and I'm a citizen here now and I deserve amnesty? They might lock me in a cage. Hell, I don't know. But I'm gonna be sent back somewhere, not there. You have your rights if you're a citizen of the United States, but if you're not a citizen of the United States and you're not here lawfully, you have no rights. You relinquish that by breaking the law. Like, yes, there's due process, but like for citizens, damn, if you're illegal, you already broke the law. Case closed, but put it away. You're done.
My parents were considered illegal immigrants for many years. They crossed the border in 1985. Why is that tattooed on your skin, Pat? Because it's the ultimate sacrifice. They crossed the border in their early 20s with a baby in hand, crossing a river, getting shot at, almost drowning, getting smuggled in a truck, and spending days on end suffering. It led to them being traumatized.
I'm gonna hear hear her out, but I don't know if that's the flex you think it is. I get it. They went through all that to make sure you were good. But also as a parent, why would I go through all that and then ultimately risk being taken away from my like,
the purpose of that? Me, their first generation daughter with a biology degree who now works in tech, and I get to build AI models to help with oncology treatments. An ultimate contribution to society that I'm very proud of, but I wouldn't be able to do without them. Why does this matter to me? Because I reside in Chicago. It's September, which is Hispanic Heritage Month. I'm Hispanic, and they're deploying ICE agents and the National Guard. If that isn't up, then I don't know what is.
How is it messed up that the U.S. government is deploying immigration agents and the National Guard to take care of crime? Your parents left Mexico because of how corrupt Mexico's government is. And then you want to be surprised that the country you came to, that you respect and you like because of the rights afforded here, and we take our laws seriously for the most part, now it's a problem that the country's standing on business and they're not as corrupt as Mexico, and they're saying, hey, you're being illegal, you broke in, you're breaking laws, you being dealt with. But because you got your degree and everything, because you have the sympathy and empathy for your parents, now it's okay. Pick or choose. Your parents fled Mexico because of how corrupt their government is and anybody can do anything and it's all a wild, lawless land, to come to America where they stand on business and take things serious. And now you're mad they're taking it serious. So are you mad we're not corrupt? Are you mad we're trying to put a pin into things? What is it? And that's ultimately my opinion on this entire thing with the National Guard being sent in and the ICE raids. If you're here legally, you're fine. If you broke the law to come here, you're gonna get in trouble. But here's a kind reminder that you came here for a reason in the first place. You came here because this country stands on business. We're not corrupt, but there's corruption in all things. But if we're gonna compare Mexico and America, who's more corrupt in terms of the government and the size and everything, I get it. I'm not saying America isn't corrupt, but what I am saying is, damn it, we're better than Mexico. And there's a reason everybody wants to try to come here in the first place. That's just what it is. There's a reason people want to come here, because we stand on business. So don't be mad when we stand on business and try to kick y'all out. You can't get mad. And then you also can't be mad that, oh, America, healthcare system trash, infrastructure trash, all these student loans, and there's so much to complain about. Why invite more people in? Why pour all these resources to the people that aren't even citizens? If you care so much about putting America first, that shouldn't even be a political statement. Just this idea of saying, hey, you're a citizen of America, you pay taxes, let's take care of you first. I don't understand the opposition to that, especially when it's these same people that are so hipper and hollering about we need to protect Palestine, protect Israel, protect Ukraine. What happened to America? What happened to just protecting America real quick? Just protect America real quick. Because left and right, we're being taken advantage of. Left and right, somebody's hippering and hollering about how decrepit this country has become. But the second we try to clean it up, it's a problem. If you're a legal citizen, you're good. You got your papers, you're good. You're not in the streets, hipper and hollering, shooting people, robbing, stealing, you're good. And if you're not, if you are somebody that's doing one of those things, or you are a legal immigrant, you knew what you were getting into when you were doing something illegal in the first place. I'm sorry, you did. But as always, let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this? Am I too harsh? Am I too crucial on this topic? Or are you split between the crime and then like illegal immigration? Do you think Trump shouldn't send the National Guard in? Do you think he should? What are your thoughts about it? And then are you in these major cities? And are you living actually in the inner city? What do you see? Because for me, I can't help but go back to the analogy of like the principal coming into the classroom. If the city is fine and the National Guard comes in, it's fine, is it not? And then if it's not fine, things will be dealt with. Because criminals are bad people. Y'all, let me know what you think below, but that's just where I'm at. And obviously, yes, I've done some decorating with the studio. I say decorating. I stole that tree from my bedroom, put a light there. I brought this over, but there's more stuff coming. I'm going to actually get a nice pot for this. There's going to be light there, a different light, a lamp, hanging plant. Just it's gonna look good. And then this all looks a little bit different. I have my camera mounted now on the wall, which is actually really sick. And then I'm gonna put a monitor here mounted, and it's all the studio's coming together. Very happy about it. But with that being said, I'm more than thankful for you spending the time with me today on this content and watching this video. I do not take it lightly. I genuinely don't. Between the liking, the sharing, the subscribing, and most importantly, just sitting here digesting my content, it means the world to me. I'm thankful that you're here. I'm thankful that you've chosen to hear different perspectives and different sides, because that's more empowering for you. Again, I'm more than thankful to be a trusted source with the news, and I can highlight these different perspectives, but I really want to put the power back into your hands and make sure that you are doing what you need to do to be knowledgeable on a lot of different topics, that you know how to express your opinion on these tough topics from a rational perspective, and that you know for yourself how you feel about these certain things. I don't care if you disagree with me or not. More power to you. We're not always going to agree on everything, but damn it, we can agree that we know how we feel at least. We can have that discussion. So shit. With that being said, thank you guys for being here. And of course, again, I can't stress this enough. I hope that you know you can achieve your wildest dreams as long as you focus on you and only you. You will get there. It's called going through it for a reason. I don't know what the hell you're going through. I genuinely don't. Family drama, personal life drama, work drama, health complications. I don't know. But regardless of whatever you're going through in this life, it's called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck there, and you will survive. So keep your head up, hit that subscribe button. And I love you a ton, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.